conflict between federal and state law is at play here.
Right now on News 8 at 6, recreational marijuana will be legal in Illinois starting in January, but why it could still be illegal for people living in public housing.
And we are live in Nashville for the CMA Awards. We'll bring you full coverage next.
Live from WQAD, this is News 8 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jim Mertens. Thanks for joining us. Denise has the night off, and the legalization of marijuana in Illinois next year is putting federally funded public housing authorities in a bind. Right now, it's against federal and state law to smoke cannabis, but as News 8's Marissa Sulik explains, even though marijuana will be legal in the states starting January 1st, people living in local public housing may not be able to light up.
Here at Spring Valley Public Housing, you can't smoke cigarettes in your unit, but you can smoke 25 feet away. And come January 1st, when marijuana becomes legal in Illinois, you won't be able to smoke cannabis here, inside or out. It's something Spring Valley residents will be able to see, but can't exactly touch.
Which could be a mess. Could be a real mess.
Moline Housing Authority President John Affoon says even though marijuana will be legal in Illinois January 1st, it won't be allowed in their homes.
The conflict between federal and state law is at play here.
Right now, federal law says medical and recreational marijuana is illegal, and public housing is federally funded.
Federal government doesn't have it legal, so we're in a catch-22 because there are some of us that need the medical.
Well, I have epilepsy, so it would help me quite a bit if I could use it. And also, I just got over breast cancer, so, that would help.
But the new state law is forcing housing authorities to make a decision.
The federal government says that we can develop a policy that either should evict them or control the use of it.
That's the choice the local housing board has to make for current residents who face eviction now if they're caught with cannabis. But future residents,
anyone coming in new who, if there's an indication that they either smoke or have possession, or they will not be allowed.
And even though state records will be expunged for those who possess 30 grams or less of marijuana in the past.
If there's no evidence, then obviously there's nothing we can do about that.
And policies need to be made quickly. January 1st is less than 2 months away.
What we don't want to do, we don't want to violate anyone's right. But our obligation is to comply with the rules.
Now, John says if residents here are caught with marijuana, they won't be evicted right away. There will be some warnings put in place first. In Moline, Marissa Sulik, WQAD News 8.
And the Moline Housing Board will discuss its options Monday. The board has until the end of the year to make some type of decision. We've been seeing cold temperatures, waiting for some relief, but waiting is the key word. You're going to have to wait a little longer. Storm Track meteorologist Andrew Stutzky in for James right now, keeping an eye on those temperatures.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have the patience of a saint, especially after what we've been through the last couple of days. Single-digit lows yesterday morning. At least some nice improvement for us today as temperatures managed to get close to the freezing mark, so we are making some upward progress. The warmth, though, has driven a couple of widely scattered snow showers, mainly north of the Quad Cities, as we head towards Clinton, Morrison, Sterling, Rock Falls. A little band of light snow moving through there. Likely not going to stick, though, so I don't expect any travel problems as this activity continues to move off to the east. Sitting at 29 degrees right now in Davenport. We will remain in the 20s for tonight. Comparatively warmer than where we've been the last few nights. Those snow showers moving out. We'll actually see a little bit of clearing later on tonight. But more importantly, we're finally going to see an above average temperature pattern start to move in. I'll track when that arrives coming up in your accurate forecasts.
New tonight at 6, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker submitted a formal request today for additional flood assistance from the Small Business Administration. The disaster declaration would allow homeowners and business owners to apply for grants and loans to help pay for flood damage this year. The state believes Rock Island County could qualify based on earlier damage assessments. River Drive in Davenport now closed to westbound traffic, closed at 4th Street all the way to Perry. One eastbound lane also closed from Perry to Iowa Streets. Crews will be removing those medians to help with future flooding fights when crews needed to install those temporary flood walls. A detour redirects traffic to Harrison Street. The median removal project expected to be done sometime next month. A new grocery store at the Quad City Veterans Outreach Center is giving vets a weekly opportunity for free groceries. It's called the Veterans Marketplace, where center members can go every Wednesday to stock up on food and other necessities. The center's founder says the store will be able to give vets up to 15 times more food than before compared to their old monthly basket program.
Does your center just take care of homeless veterans? No. Your next door neighbor. It may be the grandparents that are raising grandchildren 50 years later that didn't know they'd have to. It may be, the loss of a job. It could be health. We also have many veterans that just come and may not use all the services, but come for camaraderie.
The marketplace does run on food and money donations, which anyone can donate to. It's the biggest night of the year for country music. The stars taking their places backstage for the 53rd Annual Country Music Association Awards in Nashville. And News 8's Elizabeth Wattis live on Nashville's famous Broadway street in the middle of all the action.
Jim, people are rushing to get their seats here. We're at the CMA Awards right outside of the Bridgestone Arena here in Nashville, Tennessee. So I want to talk to some fans coming in. You guys want to come over here for a second? Okay, where are you guys from?
Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. So talk about cold. Were you expecting this?
No, not at all.
Did you have to buy this coat specially?
I brought it, but no.
Who are you excited to see tonight?
I'm excited to see Luke Combs.
Carrie Underwood.
Yes. A lot of performers, a lot of fans from all over the U.S. We actually met some though from the Quad Cities, some friendly faces far from home.
We toured the Grand Ole Opry, and we just, in the area where we were at, there were like 3 or 4 bars that have live music all night long, so we've been just kind of hanging out listening to music.
There's a lot of music here, a lot of really good music.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, and it's a fun place to be.
So many fans here ahead of the 53rd Annual CMA Awards. This night is going to make history, not only in Nashville, but the country. It's going to be opened with an all-female performance highlighting women and their contributions to country music. Live in Nashville, Tennessee, Elizabeth Wattis, WQAD News 8.
All right, have fun tonight. It's going to be a great show. By the way, the CMAs are live right here on WQAD News 8, starting at 7. Still ahead at 6. Postseason Showdown, a trio of teams looking to compete in Cedar Rapids. Full coverage just ahead.